Surely they'd release her on compassionate grounds.
Yes, well, that is possible, but I'm afraid I can't promise anything. Now, if I don't go back to work, I'll get further behind than ever. You look after yourself. Get well quick. I'll be in touch.
Thanks for coming.
Look after your dad, Chris.
I don't want to be split up and put in somebody else's house. I don't even know them.
Let's wait and see, mate. Things will work out.
Any dirty dishes for me to collect, Miss Bennett?
No, Birdsworth. I thought you had the day off today.
Oh, I like to keep myself occupied. It isn't as if I'm sick or anything.
No. No, of course not. I was very sorry to hear that Mr. Humphrey had died.
That's very nice of you, Miss Bennett.
You got on very well together.
He was the best friend I ever had.
When he worked in here, I got to know him quite well. He was a nice man.
He was a gentleman, Miss Bennett. That's what he was. And he was the only reason I ever wanted to get out of this joint. Doesn't seem much point now.
Morning, Meg.
Morning.
Here's some new clients for you.
Ah, thank you. Have I mentioned Alison Page to you?
Page? Page? No, not that I can remember.
Well, she's in Wentworth for shoplifting. And, to cut a long story short, her husband's landed himself in hospital and there's no one to look after the children.
No family or willing friend?
No, and they're rather upset about the prospect of a foster home.
Well, what else can they do?
Well, I was wondering about making an application for an early release.
Well, it's possible, of course, and I'll support it, but you'll have to allow a week for it to reach the Attorney General's department.
Yes, but...
And after that, it'll have to go before the Governor and Council.
But that's ridiculous. I mean, she's only got 3 weeks.
You can't move mountains in a day.
Why not? Why can't I go down to the AGs now and get it processed?
Because if you did, all hell would break loose. Can you imagine what it would be like if everyone in here was a Meg Morris?
We might get something worthwhile done.
G'day, Terry. Didn't think you were ever coming home.
I suppose it'd be stupid if I asked how you got in here.
Well, you're certainly going to feel stupid when I tell you you left the door open. Thought you might be able to tell me some more about the case.
No, why should I?
Oh, you given up being detective so soon?
After what they did to Kathy, I'm out of it now.
I didn't think you'd give up so easily. I mean, don't you want to know who did the job?
No, not now.
So you haven't been to visit any of our friends?
I told you, I'm out of it now.
What about John Fitzwater?
Who?
Now, come on, mate, it's not going to work. John Arthur Fitzwater had a visitor this morning, and I know who it was.
Before we go a step further, I want to know whose side you're on.
Oh, can you see me working for McNally?
I'm beginning to wonder who doesn't work for him.
I'm just thorough, that's all. I had some of my boys watching the place, and they told me what happened.
Got more sense than I gave you credit for.
Now, come on, Terry, I want to know what went on.
Well, I reckon they can frame me. I reckon they can make it look as if I set Kathy up when she was released.
And did you?
Why should I?
Don't ask me. What do they want?
Information about Rosie Quinn.
Oh, and what happens if you don't come good?
They'll get Vera.
Well, this could be just the break we need. Now, look, I'll tell you what you're going to do.
Now, wait a minute. Who said I'm still working for you?
You've got no choice, old son. I want someone on the inside, and you'll do beautifully. Now, you tell them what they want, tell them everything they want, and keep me informed, and we'll get them this time.
I just hope you know what you're doing.
Oh, I know what I'm doing. You're the one in the hot seat.
Erica Davidson? Mrs. Morris? Yes, put her through. Hello, Meg. What can I do for you?
Ah, it's about Alison Page. Well, Don Page will be out of action for a while, and the children may have to be fostered out. Now, I want to avoid it if I can.
What did you have in mind?
Well, I wanted to get a compassionate release, but I'm afraid it would take too long. I was just wondering if there's anything that can be done from your end.
Well, the only thing I could offer would be temporary leave passes. That wouldn't be much help, would it?
No. Oh, well, it was only a faint hope. I was just trying to keep the family together.
Well, do you want me to inform her?
Yes, I'm afraid we haven't got any choice. I'll just tell her that Don's not too badly hurt and that he'll see her this afternoon.
All right, Meg. Bye.
Julie, could you get me the file on Rosie Quinn, please?
Oh, that's here, Mr. Harrison. She's the new prisoner coming from Barnhurst, isn't she?
I'll take that.
Could I have a word with you, Mr. Harrison?
Yes, of course. Yes, what is it?
I understand you left the prison this morning whilst on duty.
Yes, I'm afraid I did. I'm sorry, I should have told you, but... Well, you know I'm helping Inspector Grace with the Kathy Hall investigation.
No, I did not know. And I do not approve of my officers getting involved in purely police matters.
Well, I do have an interest in the case.
I'm sure you do. But that should not interfere with your duties in the prison. Besides, I am surprised that Inspector Grace involved you in it.
I just thought it was my responsibility to help, that's all.
You are a prison officer, Mr. Harrison, not a detective. Please remember that.
Yes, Mrs. Davison.
Very well. Alison,
Yes, Mrs. Davidson.
I have some unfortunate news for you.
It's not the kids.
No, it's your husband. He's had an accident.
Oh.
Mrs. Morris...
Is he all right?
Well, he's in hospital. Mrs. Morris has been to see him, and she phoned to say he's injured his back, but not seriously.
Oh, my God. On top of everything else. Can I go and see him, please?
Not today, perhaps tomorrow. Mrs. Morris will be here this afternoon, and she can tell you how he is.
What about the kids? Who's going to look after them?
Mrs. Morris will be handling that also, so they will be well looked after.
It's all my fault. I should be at home looking after my family. What's going to happen to us now?
Vera, you don't have to go yet, do you?
You seem to have forgotten our earlier meeting.
No, I haven't forgotten. Oh, heck, Vera, I know you didn't mean it. I certainly didn't mean to lose my temper. Well, when you said you wouldn't marry me...
Oh, Terry, can't we forget it?
No, we can't, love. It's not possible. When two people love each other as much as we do, well, when we have an argument, we have to talk things over, work things out. Otherwise, a marriage wouldn't mean much, would it?
We're not getting married.
What?
I told you that before.
Yeah, but that's when we were fighting. Oh, come on, Vera. We all say things on the heat of the moment. We all say things we don't mean.
What makes you think I didn't mean it?
Oh, that'll make you like Kathy. I was married to her, and she made a fool of me. I loved her, and she made a fool of me. Did I tell you about that? You see, I had to prove that she knew something important.
Important?
Yeah. I didn't do it for the cops. I did it so McNally's mob would do something about her.
Why?
Well, you see, they thought she had something on them, but they weren't sure. So I made them sure.
You set her up?
Yeah, of course.
You wanted her killed? Oh, I can't believe that.
Oh, no, wait a minute, Vera. She deserved everything she got. I mean, she was bad, really bad. You know, you were right about the women in here. They are animals. And she was an animal. The only trouble was I loved her. I would have done anything for her.
What are you talking about?
Vera, I owe it to you. You see, I told you a lie about Kathy. Well, only one lie. You see, that kid she lost, well, it was mine. She was going with some stupid moron who beat the hell out of her, and that's how she lost it. But it was my kid, Vera, mine, and she killed it. I never forgave him for that. I mean, that kid could have been my son, and she humiliated me. And then when he got a couple of years for some job, I thought we could start all over again.
What happened?
She just laughed in my face and walked out.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, 10 bloody years ago. Then when she came here, it started all over again. I thought I was over it. Then I realized how much I hated her. I mean, I owed her, Vera. I really did.
You can't go on talking like this, Terry. It's not doing anyone any good.
You don't understand, do you?
You arranged a murder.
But she murdered my kid.
Oh, you can't say that.
Vera, she killed that kid. I mean, she deserved everything she got.
I've got to go back to work.
Look, Vera, I want to make it up to you. Just you and me again. The two of us, huh? That's why I told you that stuff about Kathy. I mean, no secrets, huh? Remember you said that?
I've got to go.
Hmm?
I've got to go.